YouTube comes out swinging with a discovery and promotion advantage. It kind of helps that they're an ad company. This one's not even close. Podcasting really doesn't have a built-in mechanism for discovery other than search itself, where YouTube has a plethora of ways to stalk you and to push content your way. Podcasting doesn't have a discoverability problem. It has a I don't want to spend any money problem. But with podcasting, you get true, unlimited free speech. Whereas on YouTube, they're going to yeet you as soon as you say something the masses don't like. But with that free speech, you can be kicked off platforms. But since you have an RSS feed, which we'll get to later on, you can always find green pastures in podcasting. So if you really hold fast to your free speech, podcasting is definitely got a leg up there. But when it comes to stats, YouTube is a stalker. And I'm serious. They give me information like, what time is my audience online? Try doing that in the real world and see how that works out for you. But when it comes to podcasting, RSS is free and open, which you can talk to your audience of 0 openly. Because outside of apps, there's really not a mechanism to push your podcast to a community that's going to listen to you. But at least it's free and open. Community-wise, YouTube wins. YouTube's got chat. They have thumbs up and thumbs down. They've got all sorts of ways to integrate with your audience. Whereas in podcasting, you can create those things. However, you have to go individually set those up. So if I want voicemail, I have to set up something for voicemail. If I want live chat, I have to set up something for live chat. If I want to receive email, I have to set up something to receive email. I have to set up all those different services to get them integrated for the podcast, and they're never truly integrated. I just have to go to all these different stops around the internet to retrieve that information. Now, there's some work going on in the podcast space that could change that, but you'll have to subscribe and stay tuned for videos on that coming up very soon. That was pretty smooth. However, with podcasting, you can listen while you work. Even though podcasting is capable of doing video, primarily we think of podcasting as an audio-only format. I was doing video podcasts as far back as 2008, maybe even earlier than that. I'm old, so my memory's not good. Where are my keys? But anyway, you could be working, doing dishes, you could be painting, you could be going for a walk or at the gym. Podcasting truly is a portable medium. Whereas YouTube gives you the sense that you kind of need to be dialed in. When it comes to YouTube, monetization is built right in. I know. Podcasting, you can definitely build in monetization. You can do all plethora of things, but I'm talking right in the app of YouTube. They take care of all that for you once you qualify. In podcasting, you got to finagle. You got to do some things in order to allow people who like your podcast the opportunity to support you. And just like you can do affiliate marketing and t-shirts and all that on the podcast, you can do that in YouTube as well, on top of AdSense, on top of sponsorships. So I think the clear advantage at this time is YouTube on that. But at the end of the day, YouTube is a walled garden, and podcasting gives you apps galore. You have legacy apps like Apple Podcasts and others, and new podcast apps that are Podcasting 2.0 compliant. Make sure you subscribe so you can find out more about Podcasting 2.0 in an upcoming video. Love it or hate it, YouTube is a true meritocracy, meaning you don't have to be a big player to make it big on YouTube. Most big channels are channels that started out tiny and were not backed by any big money. Whereas in podcasting, it sure doesn't hurt to be affiliated with iHeartRadio and all the big movers and shakers in that medium. But podcasting offers true mobility. You can always pick up your podcast and take it wherever you move your website to, or if you change media hosts, or if you go from doing it yourself, hosting it yourself, to having a media host create you a page, you have the mobility to do what you want. If you leave YouTube, you just leave YouTube. YouTube does excel at accessibility. So from closed captioning to thinking of individuals that have special needs, YouTube's got you covered. Whereas up until recent years, podcasting really hasn't thought about all those things. So definitely advantage YouTube. But when it comes to creating long form content, I'm going to tell you what, I've got to say, advantage podcasting. Podcasting just seems like a place where you would tune into a 2-hour long audio file there and maybe an audiobook. YouTube, I don't think I really want to sit there and watch a 2-hour program. I'm usually logging into YouTube to check out some of my favorite channels, and their videos can be anywhere from 3 minutes to 15 minutes long. Quick hitters, and then I'm off and running. Podcasting, I expect it to be 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, so on and so forth. I think YouTube does a great job of recognizing its creators. Play button, now loading. Maybe one day, right? Whereas podcasting, yes, they have award shows. However, lately the award shows feel like the who's associated with a big network award. Could be sour grapes on my part, or there could be some truth to that. If you're having fun with this, would you please like and subscribe to this channel? I greatly appreciate it. One thing I really will say about podcasting is episode organization. So on YouTube, I might come in, find one of your videos, watch it, go back and watch other videos. I don't know what order I'm supposed to watch those in. In podcasting, it's usually pretty clear in which order I should proceed, especially if you're following a TV show or anything that goes in sequential order. So I think advantage podcasting, but cost of services. I know person in comments will specify that you can podcast for free. Totally get it. But YouTube takes care of all of the hosting, plus they're helping you be discovered and promoted. Free podcast hosts aren't doing that. So to me, cost of services is easily a victory for YouTube. Whereas when you start getting into the equipment, since we associate YouTube with being a visual medium, you're going to need a camera, webcam, plus stuff to capture audio. That gap has definitely closed in the last few years as you see more and more podcasters either A, live streaming or B, capturing video. But these are just some of the main things that I think separate YouTube from podcasting. So more importantly, what do you think? Chime in the comments down below. Be sure to check out this video next.